Hey YouTube, welcome back to Super Lorcana World. It's your one-stop shop for Disney Lorcana. Last week we learned that locations will exist in the third set, and I'm super excited about it. They did a little bit of Q&A as well to discuss some information about locations, and today we're going to go over that information and see what we think. If you guys like this content, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll dive right in. Some are inkable, some are not, which is very nice. For instance, this is the only location we know of right now, the Forbidden Mountain. It is 2 cost to play inkable. Cool. Horizontal already, going to play like that, in brackets, already exerted, will never exert already. While in play, you can move characters there. The number on the left side is the cost to move characters to that location. So, the number on the left side, which presumably would be this number, it costs 1 to move a character over to it. I assume that means 1 ink. I don't know what else that would mean. But yeah, costs 1 ink to move someone over to the location, which is nice. Characters can only be at one location at a time. If a second location is in play, they can move to that one. So it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you back in the day you could only control one field spell per player or whatever. You can have multiple locations on the board, which is super interesting. So I could have 2 Maleficent's Castle, I guess, or I could have Maleficent's Castle and another location that we'll get, whatever. So that's very nice. It's not like a field card, so to speak. Willpower is just that, and locations can be challenged like glimmers. So it does have 6 toughness, which means you can attack these locations and destroy them. That's very interesting. You would think something with like a location would have more than 6 toughness, because you know some Lorcana cards have a lot less than 6 toughness, and some characters have a lot more than 6 toughness, like Mickey Mouse over here, who has 7 toughness. Is Mickey Mouse tougher than a whole ass building? That to me doesn't make very much sense. But you know, it is it is what it is, and I'm not gonna argue how it works. We'll move on. Lore symbol on locations mean that at the start of your turn during set in ready, set draw sequence. Very interesting how they're incorporating that, because there's not a lot of stuff in the game that takes advantage of before you draw at the start of the turn. This does, that's nice. You gain lore equal to all of the lore counters at your locations. You do not need a character at a location to gain lore. You gain lore equal to all the lore counters on your locations. So what this means to me, at the start of the turn, if you control 3 Forbidden Mountains, you are gaining 3 lore. That's what that means to me. That's very cool. Seems like a very aggressive power creeped strat. Sort of. I'll reserve my judgment on that till another day. And then they went another way to answer some questions. If your location is you banished, you fall off the location. Not a big deal. What else do we got here? Bodyguards do not protect locations. Rapunzel cannot heal locations. Characters like Peter Pan gain lore moving. Why does it get up characters' locations? Yeah, that's why. Characters do not have to be dried and moved to locations. That's cool, actually. So the summoning sickness does not affect a character moving to a location. So like if you go turn 2, play Forbidden Castle here. That's not Forbidden Castle. I closed it. If you have turn 2 Forbidden Castle, turn 3, you can play Bodyguard Simba, and you can pay your 3rd ink that you'll have on turn 3 to move it over there. That's nice, I guess. Why not? Very, very cool. Much wow, I guess. Moving doesn't exert the character. They can still quest, challenge, or sing. That's fine. No limit to number of characters at a single location. That's cool. Locations are protected from Be Prepared. Well, that makes sense because Be Prepared says banish all characters and locations are not characters. Anyway, I don't know why that was even a question, but that's fine. Opponents cannot move to your location. That makes sense. Locations don't protect characters in any way unless they specifically say they provide a benefit. That's very interesting. Wanted us to have a basic understanding of locations so that when new cards are revealed, we'll understand the references locations. Okay. Signify character's location by placing the character below the location. That's fine. And locations considered in play. Any number of locations can be played at once, but limited to standard deck building rules. Horizontal artwork is too easy to identify them, and Reckless doesn't specify that a character must be challenged. Therefore, if a location is in play, a character with Reckless must challenge the location. I guess that is cool. But okay, that's all we know. So what do we know about locations? Depending on how they are implemented, it could be an aggro thing. It could be a quicker way to gain lore. Again, time will tell. There are characters that have effects based on locations or moving to locations, whatever. That is really cool in itself, that you can just do that. You can have multiple locations on play. That seems really nice. That's really, really it when it comes to locations. What's really nice about the locations is that you can have multiple, which also might be scary. Again, we don't know yet until we see some of the cards. We don't know if that's going to be a scary thing or not a scary thing until we know more about these locations and what they do. Do I anticipate that set 3 will have a location turbo deck? Yeah, I believe it. I think locations are going to be tier 1. I don't think these locations are going to be bad. And they started us off with a common location, right? So we only know it's going to get better from there, which is interesting. It's very cool, and it lets you better use your ink gauge. What I mean by that? Well, sometimes in Lorcana, you don't have the cards to basically use all your ink in one turn. Sometimes you have an ink or two left over. Okay. Without any instance in the game, that doesn't really help anyone. Doesn't help yourself, doesn't do anything. But now you have the ability to just move to locations by paying an ink. And that's nice. It's a really efficient way to use your ink well. So there will be some skill behind it. You might get players that are just moving to locations instead of playing all the cards in their hand. That's very cool. I like the way that it has skillful interaction like that. Again, we don't know much. We know one location, and we know these rules. We pretty much know everything about locations now, thanks to that. What's left to be remained is obviously locations themselves, and the cards that benefit from locations, which I'm sure there will be some very wacky cards that benefit from locations. And do any old synergies really do anything for locations? There's not a whole lot that does. A lot of cards that, add characters to hand don't add this. A lot of cards that add certain cards to hand don't add locations yet. We will get cards in set 3 that add locations to hand from whatever. We're all going to get all that toolboxing stuff eventually. We only know 4 cards in the set. We have a long way to go. I'm sure that locations will be very strong. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I will see you guys later. Bye!